Hello AOS fans, I'm back here again without Pete this time. This time I'm going to be talking about books again. I've got more goodies from the Black Library to show you. Once again, I haven't read any of these books all the way through. I've been so busy this month trying to get everything done, and there's so many books, and I'd love to read them all, but there just isn't time. So I have read bits of all of them and looked through them, done a bit of research, because as I mentioned before, my 40k lore is minuscule compared with the amount of stuff that's out there, but I'm gradually learning it, and yeah, there's a lot there. What have we got this month? Well, possibly the most exciting, I don't know, is Dawn of War 3, the novelization. Now, I was a bit sceptical about this one because I have some issues with novels about games, and novels about a game that's based on a game really didn't fill me with much sort of enthusiasm. But actually, this is slightly different style to these. These are I do find a little bit sort of grandiose, as I said before. But this actually has got quite exciting, and the prose is pretty pacey. It's a bit more like Dan Brown type stuff, which some people hate, but actually it's exciting, and it's a page turner. It really is a page turner. It deals. I haven't played the game, so I don't know relation it bears to the game. But basically, every 5,000 years, the accursed world of Acheron emerges from the warp, and then Space Marines, Eldar, Orcs go there and fight it out to try and gain possession of a powerful weapon. However, there's more to proceedings than are expected. I won't say much more than that, but you can read it on the back if you want to. And they find themselves with a common enemy, and it's exciting. All three factions bits of it are interesting, and I did skip to the end to find out what was happening, and the end is cracking. So I'm actually hoping to find the time to go back and fill in the middle bit of that because I really enjoyed it. So that's Dawn of War 3, the novel. That's out already. It's $8.99 UK or $16 US, and it's printed as well, all of these books are by the Black Library. So that's that one. We have Magnus the Red, Master of Prospero. Magnus the Red was huge, literally huge, a few months ago when they brought out the new 40k model for him, and there he is on the front. This is pre-demonization, if that's being what the word for being turned into a demon is. So this is a Horus Heresy novel. It's part of the Horus Heresy Primarchs series. Perturabo of the Iron Warriors is in there too. Things didn't really work out well for him either. But this bit is sort of just before the Horus Heresy, although, well, I don't want to spoil it, but it links into afterwards as well. Yeah, I don't really know a lot about this story. It's about Magnus's travails on the planet of Morningstar, which came to a sticky end. We know that from the outset. And it features his sort of, you see his desire to pursue knowledge at all costs, which will ultimately lead to his downfall. So that's Magnus the Red. He is $12.99, or he will be $19 US, so $12.99 UK pounds or $19 US. Interesting. I don't know why it's always 99p and a whole number of dollars. Anybody has any thoughts why that is, please put in the comments below. That's that one. These two, Cult of the War Mason and Calgar's Fury. In fact, all three of these are interlinked in a way. They're not interlinked, but this one has Perturabo in it and the Iron Warriors, and this one here, Cult of the War Mason, the Iron Warriors pop up in there. So this is before they go rogue, as it were. This one features the Adepta Sororitas, and this is pretty violent. This is, as you can see on the front, you've got some Xenos action, and you've got some Xenos action in this one. There's not quite so overt in there. That's Calgar's Fury by Paul Kearney. So in this one, this is the Adeptus Sororitas, so it's Sisters of Battle, basically giving it to the Gene Stealers, and it's pretty pacey. Every page you look at, there's somebody having limbs chopped off or something like that, more or less. And so those do tie in because they're both Xenos books. So interesting. Don't know whether that spells anything for the new 40k8 version, probably not, but I did notice that they've got the 3 factions now, Imperium, Chaos and Xenos. Yes, so both those books are about Xenos warriors. They're both pretty pacey, and they have, this one is about the Ultramarines, Calgar, who I only knew because of Calgar Blue, so he's defending the realm again when a big space Hulk arrives, the Fury. I haven't had much time to look at this one at all, really, so I don't know very much about it. But so it's an Ultramarine novel with Xenos in it, and this one is the Adeptus Sororitas, and it takes place in a shrine world, and so there's lots of pilgrims there, and it's sort of very much deep in the religion and the beliefs of the Adeptus Sororitas and their sort of fealty to the God Emperor and defending that from the Xenos filth, as they're called. Also, continuing the Xenos is this rather splendid Xenos theme. Is this rather splendid audiobook? Now, I have to say, I don't have much time. I read a lot of books. I haven't got much time to devote to reading all of these, but I do love listening to these in the quiet moments when I'm. Well, they're not quiet when I'm listening to it, but yeah, they would be if I wasn't. When I'm painting or driving over. Funny enough, I listened to it when I was driving over to Pete's to play our last game of AOS, and as I think I said in the last one, the language and the sort of excitement of these novels really comes out in an audio book. Now, I know this isn't an audio version of a novel, but the audio plays are really very good. And actually, I think the kind of whole, because the whole 40k universe really lends itself to a kind of, I say visual, it's not visual, but a kind of more of a sort of play script typed thing. I mean, I think they would make brilliant films. I think it's a shame they haven't made films of these things yet. But the audiobook really comes out, the characters come out, and this is pretty exciting. This is about a Tyranid invasion, basically, and a small group of Space Marines trying to prevent it against the odds. And it's full of daring do and heroic things. I don't want to spoil it, but it's pretty exciting. I have a slight criticism of it, which is I'm at the end. It's like, oh, I don't want it. What? You know, the end's in the middle of a story. It's a very small bit, basically, of a bigger story. I don't know if anything came before it, because I've only listened to a couple of these. But basically, it's like a chunk. So at the end, there's lots and lots of unanswered questions, which is slightly unsatisfactory. But maybe they'll be answered in future incarnation. So that's £12 as well, and 17. Yeah, funny enough, it is exactly £12. There's no £12.99 or £11.99. That's 12 UK pounds or £17.50 US dollars. I'm now going to have to look at these. I didn't tell you how much they were. In fact, ignore my comments about the 99 because this is £18 and this one is £18. So I don't really know why some are £18 and why some are 99p. Who knows? Oh, you know, whole powers is 99p. Who knows? Anyway, that's not really what this video is about. Discussing how the commerce absurdities of the UK. Anyway, so they are the books that were out. I actually think they were out in April, but I've been rushed off my feet doing all sorts of things, trying to get some AOS stuff together and painting and all sorts of stuff. So I haven't had the time to devote to those as I would have liked, but they are this month's releases. And there's also this beauty here, which is the special edition. And I haven't opened this, so I don't know what's in it. Okay, I'm back after a small technical hitch, whereby I found out I brought the wrong box down. This is the limited edition, but it's a good job I did bring the wrong box down because I left this upstairs as well. Shattered Legions, which actually is possibly the best of the releases this month, and I don't quite know how I forgot it. Although it isn't as exciting as Dawn of War, and it's short stories which aren't everybody's taste, to everybody's taste, and actually they're not to my taste either normally. But I've really enjoyed the ones I've read. The first one is by Dan Abnett, it's particularly good, and then the next one I think is by Guy Kearney, not by Kearney, it's Paul Kearney, by Guy Haley, is also very good. And this is basically a Horus Heresy book. It's number 43, and it's dealing with the Iron Hands and their war leader Shadrach Meduson. Yeah, and so I've read the first two stories, and they're good. They're really good. Really enjoyed doing them. As usual, I'm coming from a position of ignorance, which can be a problem when reading these, because some of these I've been looking through, like, I don't really understand what's going on. There's some assumed knowledge, but this has a little bit, but actually it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. It's just a good story so far. It's edited by Laurie Goulding, and it's 20 quid, that one, a whole number of pounds, or $30 US. So, and it has inside, you can see that, but some quite nice kind of grey scale plates of what's going on in the stories. Here we go, look. These guys are not terribly happy with the world at the moment. So that is called Shattered Legions, and I've read the first two stories, enjoying that one so far. The good thing about short stories, of course, you can dip in and out, which is a nice thing. So now the special edition, the actual special edition, I opened the last one, which you won't see because I'll cut it. I thought, oh, I've done this one before. And so yes, this is, I don't know what it is. I don't actually know what this one is. It's got a nice gold paper on it, and as usual, these books packaged really nicely. It's got a symbol of some sort of 40k thing on it, which I'm sure you guys would know what it was, and I really need to learn. There, like that. And this, ooh, wow, that's really nice. We are Pallidus More. We are the pride of death. I'm pretty sure that's not the title. Pallidus More. So can you see that there? Really nice black leather feel book, and it's obviously about some sort of Titan. Again, you guys probably immediately know what it is. This is by David Annandale as well. And it's got a nice plate at the front there. Warlord, Fury of the God Machine. I'm afraid they don't have blurbs on these, so I can't tell you much about it. I've just opened it, so I don't know anything about it, I'm afraid. I'll look something up for the post that goes with this. So we're early in the 1970s. This is one of my earliest memories of superhero comics. I don't really grasp the concept yet. I'm shown a cover that will linger in my imaginations for years, inspiring no end of attempts to draw the figure I see there. I think the issue might have been Tales from Suspense 77. Because I don't know thing one about superheroes, I'm not interested in the little red and yellow armoured figure on the cover. I'm riveted by the enormous blue robot. That's what holds me, the Colossus, the way, way bigger than life being. So that must be author David Annandale talking about his sort of love with giant robots, which makes him supremely suited to writing about Titans. So that's a really nice book there, as usual for these special editions. I mean, these special editions really are things of beauty, I mean, I think you'd have to have a lot of disposable income to be able to afford all of them. But if you like Titans, I think last month we had Dan Abnett's classic, which was had some Titans in it, and now this one as well. It's a lot thinner than that one. That one was huge, it's as you can see, it's got some marbling effect on the paper, and you have two page marking ribbons as well, in case you want to read the story in two different places at the same time. So that is Warlord by David Annandale, and that rounds up the books for this month, April, May. I think next month I should do a little better because there's an Age of Sigmar novel coming, and I'm desperate to read those because I need to get into the lore so I can talk about it and I know what I'm doing. And then there's a couple of audiobooks. There's not much else on the list for June. So an audiobook's for my friend. So there you go. That is the Black Library releases for the coming month. I actually think they're all out now due to my tardiness, so apologies for that. Hopefully I'll be a little bit quicker next time. But until then, whatever you're reading, enjoy it. Do come back to Agents of Sigmar if you want to see some battle action. We've hopefully got some Shadow War coming. On Geek Dad I write about all sorts of books, not just GW stuff. I've read some crackers recently, so do follow Geek Dad as well. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye. I'm trying to think where I left off. I can't remember. Stream of consciousness. It's a terrible thing.